All right, good afternoon. Happy to see everyone here today and everyone joining us virtually. I'm Jamie Dodson. I'm the Interim Director of FoodWorks here at the Maryland Food Bank, and thank you for being here today and helping us celebrate the achievements of our students. And while I've been in attendance of many FoodWorks graduations, I've never actually spoken at one, so this is my first one, but I'm honored to be here and happy you are too. And as we like to say around the Maryland Food Bank, the graduation days are the best days, so we're excited. This is the fourth graduation here at the UA House at Fayette. This will probably mark around about a year that we've been here in this location, and it's a little bit slightly different than our Hellthorpe location because we focus on youth, 18 to 24-year-olds here in Baltimore City. And we're trying to address a particular need here in this area and providing training and employment opportunities as they start their work life. For our graduates, this day is truly special. It's a rite of passage, a celebration of all the hard work and where they've been and how far they've come. This class started here with us in January, if you remember, back when Omicron had come online. And so the students have worked through the ins and outs of both online training and here on site. So from start to finish over the last 12 weeks, these graduates have learned a variety of culinary techniques, gained valuable information on knife skills, nutrition information, commercial equipment, food costs, menu planning, and have been certified as food safety experts, all while working 3 days a week here in the kitchen and 2 days online. So they have also learned about that online training because it's not always easy, right? Zooming in and doing Ruby.com. And they've worked hard on improving their digital literacy there as well and on job readiness and a variety of what we like to call life skills. So it's a combination of knife skills and life skills. UA Class 4, you've earned the right to wear those chef's whites, and you are prepared to lead long careers in the food industry. As each of you go on and whatever's next for you, I encourage you to find ways to help others in your community and in your interactions and to establish yourself as a leader, and not only within your circles, but with the movement to end hunger as well. Thank you and congratulations. And we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for some hard work. So I'm going to take a moment here to thank some of our amazing partners for a moment. The American Heart Association, so they run their program Simply Cooking with Heart here pre-pandemic, and I think it's coming back online this spring actually in this kitchen space. And when they were looking to expand their workforce development opportunities here in this area, we formed our partnership with FoodWorks. So I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of AHA team and say thank you to Vice President Rhonda Ford Chapman, Senior Director of Community Impact Kimberly Mays, and Community Teaching Kitchen Manager and Executive Chef Stephanie Rose, all for their hard work to make this partnership a success. I'd also like to acknowledge Living Classrooms, which provided this great space to the American Heart Association, and we appreciate their partnership in letting us use it. Please join me in thanking our partners. All right, so now I would like to introduce President and CEO of the Maryland Food Bank, Carmen Delguechio. Carmen has been at the food bank since 2016 after a career in the banking industry, and among many other things has been leading our COVID-19 response at the food bank, while also revitalizing our strategic plan that addresses food insecurity on multiple levels. Lately, he's also been donning a hard hat as we are expanding our kitchen space in our Hellthorpe location. Carmen would like to share a few words with our graduates today.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. As Jamie said, we always mention that our graduation days are, historically we say, the 4 best days of the year, where we have a chance to see a group of individuals who has spent 12 weeks with us day in and day out, growing, maturing, learning, developing, and now are ready to take on new challenges of the world. And so that's something that in our 43 years of providing food to communities we serve, we don't always always see the fruits of our labor, if you will, as that food is taken home and consumed by their families, and to see folks come through our programs and see how much they grow. It is an exciting time for us. As Jamie said, we are doing an expansion in Hillthorpe with the idea that, an expansion in Hillthorpe, pardon me, and then looking back there, we also just started our first class in Salisbury at Warwick Community College. And so with the idea that now we'll be able to say going forward, instead of the 4 best days of the year, is hopefully it'll be the 12 best days of the year. We'll have graduation at these multiple sites. But really exciting time. I want to say right off the bat, also to say congratulations to the graduates. This is a major milestone. For those of you who may not be aware, this 12-week program is not for the faint of heart. This is hard work, it's dedication, it's commitment, it's time in the classroom, away from the classroom online, it's homework after hours, it's balancing work-life, it's balancing all other challenges that folks might have. And so this is not an easy program to navigate, and to the extent that we have folks who actually get through the program, graduate, says a lot about their commitment to this journey, because that's half the battle. That passion, that commitment is ultimately going to be what's going to propel you in your career. We can spend all day long teaching you about culinary techniques and methods, and that's going to put you in a position to hopefully achieve and continue your career, but your success is ultimately going to be a function of your attitude, your work ethic, your willingness to adapt, and that's all. Those are aspects of the program that you learned even during the 12 weeks while you were learning your training. So congratulations with regard to that, because that in and of itself is a milestone. But realize that this is just the beginning, right? You've made one hard decision in terms of putting yourself in this position to join this class, put yourself through 12 weeks of work to get to the end, but now the journey is on its next step, and that is to take your skills to whatever that next opportunity might be in your careers. We are optimistic and excited about that. We know that the training that you've received here will prepare you well. We've received that feedback from folks that we've placed people at. But know that one of the values of being part of the FoodWorks culinary training program is you have the benefit of a network. You have an immediate network of the 3 of you together that for hopefully relationships that are formed that maybe will stay for life. But you have a network of team members here at the food bank who are always ready to help you. Adrian, Danny, Chef C, Chef Richie, Chef Mo. People who are here during your 12-week period who are going to be here for you after the 12 weeks are over to ensure that you have the tools to succeed, to ensure that you're able to deal with any challenges you might have, and put you in as best a position to succeed. So know that graduation day doesn't end the relationship with the Maryland Food Bank and with FoodWorks, but it's really just the next step in its journey. And so please, I urge you to not lose sight of those contacts, those resources, and that network. You're also part of a broader network of graduates. This is our 4th class here. We have done how many classes at Hillthorpe? 30, 40? So there's 300 or so students, graduates of our program in the hospitality field today who got their start in this program. And so there are people out there that you can hopefully lean on in the future as you deal with your own career challenges or you look for new opportunities in your careers that can help you on that journey. So it's really, hopefully, an asset and a resource that you're able to take advantage of going forward. And so with that, I just want to close by saying once again, thank you very much for what you've done for the Maryland Food Bank. Every time we turn out graduates, it brings more people who bring a perspective of what food insecurity looks like in our state, who can talk intelligently about that and share that knowledge and raise awareness around this issue. So we thank you for your absorbing that and being ambassadors for us as you move out into the real world. You're ambassadors for us because of the success you'll have. The people will say, hey, that program is turning out some high quality people and I want more of them. And so we thank you for that as well. And I also want to say congratulations. I'm really excited to hear where your journey takes you. I hope you stay in touch with us in terms of using us as resources. Also stay in touch with us to come back and visit. You remember your first day in the class, right? In terms of probably being a bit intimidated, being a bit overwhelmed, not really sure how to handle yourself. Now you walk through a kitchen much more confidently. But think about students of the future. And by you coming back and interacting with them, hopefully helps them feel a little bit better about the anxiety they have about going through the program, or to help them see what the final product ultimately looks like 12 weeks out to help them stay committed and focused. So don't hesitate to come back and visit. Please stay in touch. congratulations once again, and again, looking forward to seeing your success as you move forward. Thank you very much.
All right, as we move on to the next part of our program, I'd like to take a moment to introduce the FoodWorks team. A familiar face and key team member with us today is Executive Chef Mo Jordan, who leads our culinary training program. Chef Mo has been with us since November of 2019 and has done an incredible job shaping our program, especially during the pandemic, and making a hybrid model out of everything. Another key player in the kitchen is chef trainer Christina Warner, Chef C, as most students call her, who's been with our training class. She has a unique perspective because she's an earlier alumnus of the FoodWorks program and came back in 2019 as a chef trainer. Danny Urchinkonis, who's our FoodWorks case manager, she has worked with the students to overcome any barriers or obstacles that they may have while they're going through the program. And we hope that, like Carmen mentioned, that the students stay in touch with her after they start their careers. And Adrienne Young is our workforce development manager. She's the one that recruits the students and helps onboard them and helps get them ready with job readiness skills, gets them ready to have placement and finding that first job. So I know our graduates will stay connected with her as well. So it's my pleasure to introduce, let's do it. Let's do it. It's my pleasure to introduce our chef trainer, Cassandra Richardson, also known as Chef Richie, who's responsible for leading the class in through all its coursework in the kitchen and the classroom. Chef Richie led classes at our Hillthorpe location and here at the UA house. She's here today to tell us a little bit about what happened over the last 12 weeks. Chef Richie.
Good afternoon, family, friends, guests, online. I would like to take you guys on a journey through our last 12 weeks. So during the last 12 weeks, students were able to prepare focaccia, legumes, fish and shellfish, and work on basic knife skills. In the first photo, you can see Chef Christina directing the students at the bottom. This journey began 12 weeks ago. Professional culinary training. FoodWorks challenges students in a professional commercial kitchen and in the classroom. Future aspirations. I want to own my own restaurant one day. I probably start off with a food truck and work my way up. I'm excited because I want to be able to expose people to different foods, especially in Baltimore, as there are food deserts here. A lot of places you can get only fried chicken and cheesesteaks. I would like to bring diversity to the menus here, maybe go global like McDonald's and establish a chain, Lawrence Leary. Weeks 1 through 4, during the first month, students learned the basics, starting with sanitation and thermometer calibrations. They also honed their knife skills, developed commercial equipment knowledge, and began to understand how herbs and spices build different flavors and flavor profiles. In the bottom picture, you're able to see Lawrence Leary fabricating a fish. Favorite moments: fabricating fish and squid, getting to try foods that I've never tried before, going on a field trip to H Mart, making the bread in the oven, and getting to know people here, and finally, learning my way around the kitchen. At the bottom, you're able to observe a student being taught proper technique for blanching, which is boiling and then shocking vegetables to retain its vibrant colors and nutrients. Weeks 5 through 8, armed with their new tricks of the trade, students spend the next 4 weeks exploring fruits and vegetables, crafting mother sauces, and fabricating meats, poultry, and seafood. At the bottom, Chef Mo is demonstrating for students different techniques for cutting fruits and vegetables and using parts of the usable waste for garnishing, i.e. the crown of the pineapple. Weeks 9 through 12, students spend the final 4 weeks furthering their competencies with proteins, learning the science of baking, and crafting desserts. Finally, perseverance, dedication, and passion shown through because these students were able to earn the scarves like you're seeing around their necks today during each one of our different phases. The complete candidate. Throughout the program, students also learn front-of-the-house management techniques, financial responsibility, and become ServSafe certified. So now they're perfectly prepared. When combined with their culinary proficiency, the skills FoodWorks students learn during the program make them workforce ready and highly desirable for the industry, the hospitality industry, and the day they graduate. At this time, I would like to present our guest speaker, Akeen Mosby.
Oh, gosh. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say that was an endeavor to get that over my head. I would like to welcome everybody who is online, who is friends, family, and, of course, the people I've never met before, but still, welcome to you all. Where did y'all put my speech at? Is it not in here?
You said you put it up here.
I did bring it up here. I don't know. I can read it off my phone. Okay, let's see where it went. Maybe it's in the folder. Behind it? Nothing? I see where it went. Okay. So, hello everybody once again. My name is Akeen Mosby. I'm one of the graduating students here at the Maryland Food Bank, but FoodWorks program, both. Before I came here, my life was pretty much waking up, then preparing myself for the day, doing chores around the house, whatever I assigned to myself to do for the day, and or just assigning myself for stuff to do the day. I often sat there and I would think what I would do next as far as a job and a career. The job I was currently doing I didn't really like as much, so I kind of felt like I was lost for time most of the time. I wasn't always motivated to do what I did at work. I didn't always go to work. And then there was some days that I would actually just stay home because I didn't feel like I really wanted to go. It was a real struggle to actually stay motivated, but now I can say my motivation has definitely went up, and even though I can still say I struggle with it now, my biggest motivation is just to live peacefully, live a peaceful life, and that's the life I want to lead, and to hone the relationships that I have around me and just be in a happier spiritual mindset altogether. One of my other biggest motivations is losing weight and keeping it off on my own. It's one of my biggest things right now. When I thought of myself, I can honestly say that I thought it was it for me, really. I would be stuck where I was working, and I would be stuck where I was, like, at the weight I am at now. The surroundings that I got here were definitely an improvement for me. They helped me see that I didn't have to sit here and just deal with what I'm going through mentally. They helped me see that there's little things that I can do to improve myself in small ways, one step at a time. These building blocks I have acquired through being in this program, whether it's my knife skills, cooking skills, or healthy recipes, or certifications, I've acquired the knowledge of the route that I should take for myself and my happiness. There are many things just going through this program, talking to these wonderful people. These people are indeed wonderful. Talking to them, there's new ways that you will see life. There's new ways that you'll see so many different possibilities and routes that you can take. The terms definitely that you get here is what things you should not get when you're going out in public and eating, or if you're just going to the store to buy food. And of course, your education, where you're going to get educated, is definitely a thing that is affected here. But you see that this program has definitely turned out some beautiful people. Sometimes, some things that I definitely learned here is how diverse a group of us can be. All three of us are drastically different, but we all have great communication skills together. And these weeks working with them in the program have definitely been the best I've ever had. For Glenn and Kobe, both my companions here, they're two wonderful people with wonderful personalities and goals that I would love to see flourish brightly in the future. Kobe, we worked well in the kitchen together, would talk often during downtime, in the class, in career development. We started to talk and learn about each other. Definitely a love about anime, and definitely a love about music and your obsession with curry. But from there, we talked about all sorts of things. Glenn and I also worked together really well. He seemed reserved when we first started talking, but as we grew through the weeks and talked all together, me and him personally, one-on-one as well, we grew really close, talked about all sorts of things, learned about his dreams, his passions, his personality. I honestly can say some of the best weeks of my life that I've had here. He would also give me perfect feedback for what I've done in the kitchen, what I need to work on, and other things like that. But he's worked hard to be here. I'm really proud of him. This program and sitting here is the greatest accomplishment for him, and I'm proud to see him here myself. I can see them both as my friends. As for me, I discovered what I wanted to do in the future. One day I want to run my own business and definitely see what I can do to help the homeless community out here, and see what I can do to just help anybody in Baltimore who feels like when they're at home, they're not at home. I want to make an internet cafe. Of course, we'll have lots of things. The internet, of course, has to be good Wi-Fi, but good food, good Wi-Fi, a nice establishment in general. I definitely want to be able to help out homeless people. One of the things being in my business, I would love to have facilities for them to bathe and also get themselves the necessary things that they might need. Of course, having people to help out with the company would definitely be great. For now, just getting out the program and finding a nice job that I can save up and start working towards this goal is my number one priority. I definitely want to build up this dream to become greater and one day probably even have the food chain where I can spread this need for hunger and for cleanliness, of course, all around the world. Well, I will take my goals. This opens new doors for me. And these doors that I've thought were always closed have definitely opened up with being in this program. They were all mental barriers that I didn't really know that I had. And these mental barriers really consisted of like healthier eating, healthier food alternatives, and business ideas, opportunities, and things to help with like mental well-being. The program has done so much for me, such as like honing my knife skills in general, and hands-on learning with Ruby Foundations 1, Ruby Foundations 2, our Serve Safe food handlers and managers. The financial literacy is definitely something that you would really need during this program, because life skills is something that we're all going to need, definitely. As well as that, it's just the weekly food boxes that were provided. They've helped so much, helped people around me, and it's always just been a great help. For the program, the biggest part of my life right now has been this program. And these people are people that I'll never forget, is what I should say. I never want to forget these people, and of course, I hope to see them many times in the future and turn all that I was taught into something that will shine lights about to everybody around me and the people that I meet. So.
Thank you, Akeem. Danny and Adrian have, I'm sorry, forgot. Danny and Adrian have helped our graduates prepare portfolio and resource booklet that they're going to tell you a little bit about. Danny, Adrian?
Hello, congratulations. Oh, goodness. Yeah, sorry. All right, welcome. I'm so glad to see the family and friends' faces. We've heard so much about you guys, all great things as the program went on. Thank you for your support during this program. As Carmen said, this program is a doozy. It is fast-paced. A lot of long hours. It takes a lot of dedication, but I'm so proud that you guys made it and you pulled through. All right. So there's a part of this program called career development, and that's a part of the program where our students learn job readiness skills. They put together a resume tailored to the culinary industry. They work on their interviewing skills, so they have the opportunity to do mock interviews with not only the volunteers from the Maryland Food Bank, but they also do mock interviews with employers that can someday turn into jobs. So it kind of helps them just really fine-tune those skills, get off the nerves, get them comfortable with telling the industry how great they are, why they should be hired. And then they also get an opportunity to work on digital literacy. So being comfortable with our internet world these days, everything being on computers, navigating through emails, and then we do a portion with the Bank of America where they get to learn about financial literacy. So anything from, you know, starting a bank account to building your credit to how to start a small business. So the students really get to get all kinds of questions answered about just how to proceed in life, be financially secure, and how to build their businesses if that's what they want to do. They also build portfolios that we're going to hand out to you guys. In those portfolios, they have their resume, they have a list of references, you have a recommendation letter, and then you have all the certifications that you obtained while you're here. So you have your foundations 1 and 2 from Ruby, Serve Safe managers, and Serve Safe food handlers.
I'll swap you. One thing that I always like to kind of highlight as we're here to celebrate people today too is that it's really easy to kind of gloss over the amount of things that may be going on for people outside of the program. So the program is really demanding, lots of hours. It's basically like having a full-time job. And some of the people that are sitting up here today balance jobs. In addition to that, balanced family issues, family emergencies, health concerns, internal struggles, all sorts of things, right? And then also kept up with like joyful things outside too. And that's a lot to make space for all of that in our lives at one time, and then finish all of this, gain all these credentials, pass all the exams, and at the same time still celebrate each other. And I think for me, this is the smallest class that I've ever supported. And we were kind of nervous, like, what is this going to be, having 3 students? And I can honestly say, having just 3 of you here, your personalities are so different and so wonderful and full that I think this was such like a full experience for me, even considering that it was a small class. Kobe is our creativity, he is our artistry, our expression, and he welcomes every person in the room to share their voice, and he celebrates everybody, and he makes like a safe space just by being here. Glenn is like our honesty, he is our realness, and our resiliency too. And I think you also brought that out from each and every person. And that is a brave thing to do, and also a vulnerable thing to do, to like really share what's happening. And demand that from other people too. And if you haven't been able to tell, Akeen has been our heart. So he is just like our gentleness, our encouragement, that genuine love that he wants every single person in the room to succeed. And like the three of you together bringing like love, resiliency, and creativity, like that is what it means to do more in the culinary field, I think, than just learn cooking skills and move on and get a job. We are so grateful. We all talk about you all and how grateful we are with working with you every day. And I truly do hope you stay in contact with us, and we get to see and hear about your success for years to come. Cool.
At this time, we'd like to follow up with what Danny just said about the students and recognize them for different areas. The first one I'd like to recognize is for being agile. And this is for being responsive and flexible amidst a constantly changing landscape. We thank you for participating in the Maryland Food Bank FoodWorks program. And this goes to Lawrence Leary, Kobe. The next award is for collaborative. Through diverse experiences and perspectives, you displayed inclusion, trust, and mutual respect, which makes the team stronger. We thank you for participating in the Maryland Food Bank FoodWorks program, Akeen Mosby. And finally, this one is for being transparent. And this says for sharing openly and honestly, especially when opportunities or challenges arise. Thank you for participating in the Maryland Food Bank FoodWorks program. And this goes to Glenn Roberson. Roberson.
All right, thank you, Chef Richie. And now I think we've reached the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's time to present each student with their graduation certificates. And before I start that, I just wanted to briefly acknowledge another partner of ours with FoodWorks, which is the Community College of Baltimore County, also known as CCBC. And about 5 years ago, we joined in a partnership with them to form a unique partnership that allows us to expand the FoodWorks program to even further to reach more folks, and combining our private resources with a public entity to provide career training opportunities to even more students interested in working in food service and culinary careers. So we are grateful for CCBC for recognizing the impact a program like FoodWorks can have, and also for collaborating with us to make it even better. Chef Richie will distribute now the joint Maryland Food Bank CCBC certificates to each graduate as I read their names. And now for our graduates. Can't speak. All right. First up, we've got Lawrence Leary. One more, oh, sorry, yes. Woo! Next, we have Akeen Mosby. Our next graduate is Glenn Roberson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present to you the 4th class of FoodWorks graduates at the UA House in Baltimore City. Congratulations. Woo-hoo. All right, I think that concludes our ceremony. For those present, we'll be sticking around and taking some photos, so stick around for a little bit, and thank you all, and have a nice rest of your day. Yes, and there's some